Elena had always been drawn to the ancient history and romantic allure of Rome. As a historian, she had dedicated her life to studying the city's rich past. But despite her numerous trips to Rome, she had never taken the time to truly experience its beauty and charm. This time, she promised herself, would be different. She had taken a sabbatical from her job at the university and rented a small apartment in Trastevere, one of Rome's most picturesque and vibrant neighborhoods. Elena arrived in Rome on a warm spring afternoon. The city was alive with the sounds of street musicians and the aroma of freshly baked bread from nearby bakeries. The narrow cobblestone streets, lined with colorful buildings and bustling cafes, felt like a step back in time. Her apartment, with its quaint balcony overlooking a bustling piazza, was the perfect place to begin her Roman adventure. Determined to embrace her new surroundings, Elena spent her first few days exploring the city's iconic landmarks and hidden gems. She wandered through the ancient ruins of the Roman Forum, marveled at the grandeur of the Colosseum, and tossed a coin into the Trevi fountain, wishing for a memorable experience in the Eternal City. One morning, as she sipped her cappuccino at a local cafe, Elena noticed a group of artists setting up their easels in the piazza. Intrigued, she watched as they began to paint the lively scene before them. One artist in particular caught her attention. He was tall and lean, with dark hair that curled at the nape of his neck and intense, expressive eyes that seemed to capture every detail of his surroundings. Elena found herself drawn to his work, captivated by the way he brought the scene to life with bold, confident strokes. She decided to introduce herself, hoping to learn more about his art and perhaps make a new friend in the process. "Ciao," she greeted him with a warm smile. "Your painting is beautiful. I'm Elena." The artist looked up from his canvas, his eyes meeting hers with a friendly glint. "Ciao, Elena. Grazie mille. I'm Marco." They chatted for a while, discussing art, history, and their shared love for Rome. Marco was a local painter who had grown up in the city, and he offered to show Elena some of his favorite spots. Grateful for the opportunity to see Rome through the eyes of a local, she eagerly accepted his invitation. Over the next few weeks, Marco and Elena explored the city together. He took her to hidden gardens, quiet churches, and bustling markets that she would never have discovered on her own. They spent hours wandering through the cobblestone streets, sharing stories and laughter. Marco's passion for art and life was infectious, and Elena found herself inspired in ways she hadn't felt in years. One evening, as the sun set over the Tiber River, casting a golden glow over the city, Marco led Elena to a secluded rooftop terrace. From their vantage point, they had a breathtaking view of the city's skyline, with the dome of St. Peter's Basilica silhouetted against the fiery sky. "This is one of my favorite places in Rome," Marco said softly, his eyes fixed on the horizon. "It's where I come to think and find inspiration." "It's incredible," Elena replied, her voice filled with awe. "Thank you for sharing it with me." Marco turned to her, his expression serious yet tender. "Elena, I've enjoyed every moment we've spent together. You've reminded me of the beauty in the world and the joy of discovery." Elena felt a rush of emotions as she looked into his eyes. "I feel the same way, Marco. You've shown me a side of Rome I never knew existed." Their connection deepened with each passing day, and it wasn't long before their friendship blossomed into a romance. They spent their days exploring the city and their nights wrapped in each other's arms, sharing dreams and whispers under the Roman sky. But as much as Elena was falling in love with Marco, she couldn't shake the feeling that their time together was limited. Her sabbatical would eventually come to an end, and she would have to return to her life in London. The thought of leaving Marco and the life they had built together filled her with a sense of dread. One afternoon, as they strolled through the Villa Borghese gardens, Marco noticed the sadness in Elena's eyes. "What's on your mind, Cara?" he asked gently. Elena sighed, trying to find the right words. "I'm just thinking about the future. My sabbatical will be over soon, and I'll have to go back to London." Marco stopped walking and turned to face her, his expression serious. "Elena, I don't want to lose you. We can find a way to make this work." Tears welled up in Elena's eyes as she looked at him. "I don't want to lose you either, Marco, but I don't know how we can make it work." Our lives are so different." "We'll figure it out together," Marco said firmly, taking her hands in his. "Love is worth fighting for." His words filled her with hope, and they spent the next few days discussing their options. They considered long distance, but the thought of being apart for long periods was too painful. They also talked about the possibility of Elena moving to Rome permanently, but she was hesitant to leave her career and life in London behind. One evening, as they sat on Marco's rooftop terrace watching the stars twinkle above the city, Elena made a decision. "Marco, I love you more than anything, and I don't want to spend my life without you. I'm willing to take a chance and move to Rome." Marco's face lit up with joy, and he pulled her into his arms. "Elena, you've made me the happiest man in the world. I promise you won't regret it." With a renewed sense of purpose, Elena began the process of relocating to Rome. She arranged for her belongings to be shipped over, found a new job teaching history at a local university, and settled into her new life with Marco. Their love continued to flourish, and they built a life filled with passion, creativity, and adventure. They explored every corner of Rome, discovering new places and making memories together. Elena's career thrived, and she found immense satisfaction in sharing her knowledge and love for history with her students. Years passed, and their bond only grew stronger. They supported each other through life's challenges, celebrating their successes and comforting each other during difficult times. Marco's art flourished, and he held numerous exhibitions showcasing his work, with Elena always by his side. One sunny afternoon, as they walked hand in hand through the charming streets of Trastevere, Marco stopped in front of a small, centuries-old church. "Elena, there's something I want to show you," he said with a mysterious smile. Intrigued, Elena followed him inside. The church was quiet and serene, with beautiful frescoes adorning the walls and soft sunlight filtering through stained glass windows. Marco led her to a small alcove where a painting was displayed. It was a portrait of Elena, her expression filled with love and wonder, set against the backdrop of Rome. Tears filled Elena's eyes as she gazed at the painting. "Marco, it's beautiful. When did you paint this?" Marco took her hands in his eyes shining with love. "I painted it during our first weeks together, when I realized I was falling in love with you. This is where our journey began, and I wanted to capture that moment forever." Overwhelmed with emotion, Elena wrapped her arms around Marco. "I love you so much," she whispered. "I love you too, Elena," Marco replied, his voice filled with tenderness. "And I want to spend the rest of my life with you." With that, he pulled a small velvet box from his pocket and knelt before her. "Elena, will you marry me?" Elena's heart soared as she looked down at Marco, the man who had captured her heart and soul. "Yes, Marco, I will marry you." Their wedding was a celebration of love and joy, held in the very church where Marco had proposed. Surrounded by friends and family, they exchanged vows, promising to love and cherish each other for the rest of their lives. The reception was a lively affair, filled with music, dancing, and delicious Italian cuisine. As they danced under the twinkling lights of the piazza, Elena felt a profound sense of happiness and gratitude. She had found her true love in the heart of Rome, and together they had built a life that was more beautiful than she had ever imagined. Their love story continued to inspire those around them, a testament to the power of taking risks and following one's heart. They welcomed 2 children into their lives, raising them with the same love and passion that had brought them together. Their home was always filled with laughter, creativity, and the rich traditions of Roman culture. One evening, as they sat on their rooftop terrace, watching the sun set over the city, Marco took Elena's hand and smiled. "Thank you for choosing to stay in Rome with me, Elena. You've made my life complete." Elena leaned into him, her heart overflowing with love. "And thank you, Marco, for showing me the true meaning of love and for sharing this incredible journey with me." As the stars began to twinkle in the night sky, Elena and Marco knew that their love story would continue to inspire and endure. It was a story that had been written with the brushstrokes of their hearts, and it would live on in their art, their family, and the hearts of those who had been touched by their love. And so, in the heart of Rome, under the timeless sky, Elena and Marco's love story continued to unfold, a masterpiece of passion, creativity, and enduring devotion. Their children grew up surrounded by the beauty and history of Rome, inheriting their parents' love for art and learning. They explored the city with wide-eyed wonder, guided by Elena and Marco's stories of the past and their own adventures. The family often visited the ancient landmarks and hidden corners of Rome, each outing a blend of education and fun. Elena and Marco's home became a gathering place for friends, family, and fellow artists. They hosted lively dinners filled with laughter, music, and spirited conversations. Their love for each other and for their city was evident in everything they did, creating an environment of warmth and inspiration. As their children grew older, they began to carve their own paths, guided by the values and passions instilled in them by Elena and Marco. Their eldest daughter, Sophia, showed a remarkable talent for painting, much like her father. She often joined Marco in his studio, creating her own masterpieces and learning the techniques that had made his work so renowned. Their son, Alessandro, inherited Elena's love for history. He spent countless hours in libraries and museums, absorbing knowledge and dreaming of becoming a historian like his mother. Elena and Marco encouraged their children's dreams, proud of the unique individuals they were becoming. One summer, as the family vacationed in the countryside, Elena and Marco found themselves reflecting on the journey that had brought them together. They walked hand in hand through the vineyards, their hearts filled with gratitude for the life they had built. "Elena," Marco said, his voice soft with emotion, "I still remember the first time I saw you in the piazza, watching me paint. I knew then that you were someone special." Elena smiled, her eyes sparkling with tears. "And I remember feeling an instant connection to you, Marco. You've brought so much love and joy into my life." They stopped to admire the view, the rolling hills bathed in the golden light of the setting sun. "We've created something beautiful together," Marco continued. "Our love, our family, our art, it's all a testament to the serendipity that brought us together." Elena leaned into him, feeling the warmth of his embrace. "I couldn't have asked for a better partner, Marco. You've made every moment of this journey unforgettable." As they stood there, wrapped in each other's arms, they knew that their love story was far from over. It was a story that would continue to evolve, shaped by the experiences and memories they shared. Their love was a living, breathing entity, growing stronger with each passing day. In the years that followed, Elena and Marco continued to inspire those around them. Their art and their love were celebrated in exhibitions and stories, touching the hearts of people from all walks of life. They remained dedicated to their family, their community, and each other, always finding new ways to express their passion and creativity. Their love story, rooted in the timeless beauty of Rome, became a symbol of hope and possibility. It showed that true love could transcend distance, time, and challenges, creating a bond that was unbreakable. Elena and Marco's journey was a reminder that sometimes the most beautiful things in life are found when we least expect them. As they grew older, they embraced each stage of life with grace and gratitude. They traveled to new places, experienced new cultures, and continued to learn and grow together. Their love remained a constant, a guiding light that illuminated their path. One autumn evening, as they celebrated their 50th wedding anniversary, Elena and Marco found themselves once again on their beloved rooftop terrace. The stars shone brightly above, and the city of Rome lay spread out before them, as timeless and beautiful as ever. 50 years, Elena mused, her voice filled with wonder. "It feels like only yesterday that we met in the piazza." Marco nodded, his eyes reflecting the same sense of awe. "And yet we've created a lifetime of memories together. I wouldn't change a single moment." They toasted to their love, their family, and the incredible journey they had shared. As they sat together, watching the stars twinkle in the night sky, they knew that their love story would continue to inspire and endure. In the heart of Rome, under the timeless sky, Elena and Marco's love story remained a masterpiece of passion, creativity, and enduring devotion. It was a story that had been written with the brushstrokes of their hearts, and it would live on in their art, their family, and the hearts of those who had been touched by their love. And so, Elena and Marco's love story continued to unfold. a testament to the power of serendipity, the magic of Rome, and the beauty of a love that was truly everlasting.